All right.
Screw them.
All right. We are live. How about that? I didn't even have to count.
Are we on? Are we on, Suki?
We're on, baby.
Hold on, let me check.
All right, I'm moving out.
We're double check.
Let's make sure we're
Oh,
on.
why is he out?
Well, I'm going to bring him back.
Oh,
in.
okay. I was going to say, why did he go out? To come back in?
Yeah, he's
been working very hard for us, Scott.
He likes to make a big entrance.
He's been working very hard. He does like to make a big entrance.
We're on. Look at us. Here we are. Look.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, good.
All
right, everybody. Beautiful. Welcome to the Suki and Scott
What's
show.
What's up, people? What's going on?
And boy, do we have a superstar today.
We'll start it up. We'll start up a little. So, am I too bright today?
No.
Jeff, do I look too bright to you right now?
No, you look just right.
Or do I look handsome?
You look just right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been up since 1:30, and I feel like you're holding on really well. How's your 10-10 gig going?
Suki, I got to tell you, as the new morning man on 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
You're in New York City.
My alarm goes off at 1:15.
Mine goes off at 4:30 now.
All right. Well,
I thought I had given up those hours, but now I'm back at it.
I'm in bed. I'm literally under my covers at 6 o'clock at night.
I texted you yesterday, I think around 6:30, 6:45, and I was like, I think you might be sleeping, but
I'm sleeping at 6 o'clock. I
go
to sleep when it's light out. I wake up when it's dark.
And now we're fighting age on top of that shift.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I get on. I'm on the air by 5:30, and I got to tell you, it's the radio part's a lot of fun.
I can tell you're having a lot of fun.
It's the before and after. It's funny. People text me. They're like, "Boy, you sound awake today." I'm like, "You'll never hear me sound tired. I could be dead. You won't hear me sound tired."
Especially when it's a job. You turn it on for your job, something you love, and we're both broadcast veterans. So when it's time when the camera goes on, it's time to go on, and it's time to play ball.
It's like they stick quarters in the back of your neck,
and you go,
and we go. Like the animatrons at Disney World. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start the show in a second. We normally wouldn't be on today.
Yes, but we are.
Because we've been doing every other Friday. We do like 4 shows on Fridays. But you know what? I've been looking forward to getting Michael Imperioli on for such a
and we landed
time. Him. He's got some good things happening right now. You saw we had Vincent
Pastore.
Vincent Pastore was on last week talking about that. With Steve Sharippa, Michael has Talking Sopranos. Which is an amazing podcast. Millions of people listening. HBO Max picked it up, and now they have and they've been doing it, but they have a
stage show.
A stage show where they're doing live appearances on stage where people come. They have guests from The Sopranos, all their friends. It's a very tight knit group, and they just come. They give you behind the scenes info,
and it's
insane. It's great.
And it's really exploring nuanced behavior that maybe you haven't seen. And let's be frank, The Sopranos. The Hollywood Reporter made that whole thing that it was the number two
show of the 21st century.
Of the 21st century.
Mad Men beat them out. That's insane.
And which is fine, which is to each his own. And we said that there was a kind of a thread. One of the writers that created Mad Men was also a writer on the show, Michael Weiner.
Yes.
And so there is a thread to The Sopranos. But I said,
did you date a guy named Michael Weiner once?
I think that was Anthony Weiner, and we covered
Richard
that story. That'd be funny, Dick Weiner.
Yeah.
But I said it.
Or if he was your gynecologist.
Stop it. As we digress. But you know what I was saying to Scott was like, it kind of set the stage for what streaming would look like and where you can go to put your art out to be consumed. And it really broke all sorts of barriers, as we all know.
Another show.
And I was saying it's like another generation is now consuming The Sopranos. So this couldn't be more timely.
Yeah, and it'll never get outdated. 30 years from now, they'll still be watching.
Is The Godfather outdated?
No, none of that stuff. Goodfellas,
Godfather, outdated.
Scarface,
none of it.
All that stuff is great.
None of
and
it.
The characters on The Sopranos are insanely talented. They have this very tight-knit group of friends.
Yeah.
And you can see the chemistry on the show, which is great.
And which is kind of crazy because now there's a docuseries about Gotti that's out on Netflix too.
I know. I just saw his son, John Gotti Jr., on Instagram posted like a birthday message.
Wow.
That you'll never be forgotten. I think about you every day. And it's just weird.
Yeah.
Because you know who John Gotti was.
I mean,
So it's just kind of weird. But anyway, Jeffrey, listen, let's start the show. You'll come in a What is he do? What's he doing?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't understand it.
What is happening?
Are you drinking a Vitapod? Oh, he's drinking a Vitapod.
Oh,
I am
going to be our new sponsor.
He's got the Vitapod can, Suki.
I am drinking. Let me see if I can. There we go. I am drinking a drink that is healthier than water.
They say it's healthier than water, Suki.
It's healthier than water. I mean, you say, how could anything be healthier than water? But this is. This is healthier than water. And let me tell you why, okay? It's because with the other powders and stuff, you're shaking it, okay? It's not working that well that way. It has good stuff, but this is infused. That's the difference.
Infusion.
You see these pods? These are hermetically with nitrogen. I don't know how they do it, but it's sealed, and it saves the balance of all the electrolytes, the flavonoids, the minerals, the vitamins.
I love
so
when
they're
he says
perfectly
flavonoids.
balanced.
Vitamins?
Right?
Did you say flavonoids, Jeff?
Flavonoids. That's what I call it. It's a
All
New
right.
York thing. That's how we say it here. So basically, into this, the water is infused through the pod, which gives you life. It gives you energy. It gives you vitality. Scott, this is what you need to be. This is what you need to have, like all the time.
Because don't you remember I was a spokesperson for VitaPod for a long time?
You were in that commercial. Yeah. Anyway, it is the drink of kings. It is the drink of kings. VitaPod, drink of kings. Kings.
And you are a king, sir.
So they went from me as the spokesperson to some lunatic with a Burger King hat on.
So they needed somebody who could sell, okay? Not somebody who was great on camera, somebody who could sell.
Well, and you will sell because, quite frankly, we're going to land VitaPod as our sponsor, and that is going to be a great thing when we're able to get them. And then we will be able to dispense all the information.
They will be part of our fine program.
They'll be part of the fine programming and part of our commercial breaks. Jeff, thanks.
I cannot reveal what is happening, but there are things happening, and I'm not going to deny.
I like when you say things are happening. That's all. That's good. It's good. We'll leave it at that. That's a good tease.
You ready to start the show?
I am ready to start the show. I am ready to go. I'm full of pumped up. Michael, what a guest. I mean, this is going to be some conversation.
2, 1, go.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of hearts. Woo! Exactly. This is a sexy show. Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful.
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
That's the best intro for a show I maybe have ever seen. Your intro is fantastic.
Oh, yes, indeed, ladies. What are you doing here still? What are you doing?
Thank you. Start over.
No, Jeff, come back. Come back.
I love when you guys cut me off. You just pushed me out. You just pushed me out.
Now I got to do the whole thing again. Ready?
No.
Ready?
All right. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Go off.
Skedaddle.
Now you go off. Okay, there we go. Ready, Suk?
I'm ready.
Suk, does he have a contract with us? Can we get rid of him at any time?
I don't think we can. I think we've really signed in blood. We've signed in blood.
Stuck with him?
You can't fire anybody you don't pay.
Oh, true. All right,
Listen,
go off.
He's a mensch. He's good. He's a
3,
good.
2. Oh, baby, Eric Roberts. He knows how to. He knows how to.
It was a great time. But you know what? We're just up in the ante with our next guest today.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have got an amazing show for you today. Michael Imperioli, of course, star of The Sopranos. White Lotus, by the way, season 2. That show took the world by storm.
He's a writer, an author.
He's a writer, an author. He's in a band. He sings. He dances. He does it all.
I don't know about dancing.
Well, you know what? Maybe we'll get him to dance today, Stu. Michael Imperioli, of course, the iconic Christopher on The Sopranos. He's coming up in just a few minutes. Of course, the guy's out doing that Conversations with The Sopranos, which is an amazing show. They've got the podcast Talking Sopranos that he does with Steve Sharippa, also a good friend of the show. and they got that picked up by HBO Max. So we're going to bring Michael in just a few minutes, talk about where they're going to be. We'll talk about his career. We're going to talk about his band. We're going to talk about him playing Spider.
Yes,
Spider and Goodfellas. But Suki, before we get to Michael Imperioli, it's been a while since we've done this. And people, they write me all day long. They write to the Suki mailbag all day long.
We haven't done the mailbag in a while.
So ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the Suki mailbag. People write into the show and they just want Suki's. She's like the Oprah Winfrey of this show.
I don't know about that. From Staten Island.
From Staten Island. She's the Staten Island Oprah Winfrey. So I pulled out a couple of quick questions that people need to know from her.
Shoot.
So here we go. Here's question number one, Suki.
I'm listening.
This comes from Andrew from Denver, Colorado.
Hello, Andrew.
Dear Suki.
Go.
I accidentally gave my mother-in-law shroom chocolates. She was in my bathroom and saw what looked like a piece of chocolate in my toiletry bag. She ate a quarter of the bar.
Oh, she was hallucinating.
She freaked out. She's very mad at me. She had palpitations. She thought she was having a heart attack.
I'm sure she did.
Took herself to the emergency room.
And what do they say?
She's very, very mad at me. How do I proceed? This is Andrew from Denver, Suki. How should he proceed about getting back into the good graces of his mother-in-law?
I think he has to buy her a really good gift. But you know what? Can I tell you something?
Go ahead.
You know, with all dispensaries and everything, legalized marijuana, do you know there was actually a statistic that came out that the highest percentage of people who actually overdose, or not overdose, but have palpitations and everything like that, is people over 55.
And they're eating the chocolate.
And they're eating the chocolates, the gummies, whatever, and they're having the palpitations. They're like, I'm dying. And they're like, no, this isn't the weed of yesteryear.
No.
But I would just say, Andrew, listen, stuff happens. I don't know what your mother-in-law was doing going through your, I don't know what she was doing.
Going through your toiletry
First
bag
of all,
for?
I don't know what she was looking for. But you know what? Truth be told, just give her a big hug, take her out to dinner, and just call it a day.
Yeah.
I would say just ignore, because that really works in my family.
Yeah, just don't bring it up.
Just never bring up any issues. Wish it away.
Here's the next one, dear Suki.
Okay, shoot.
My husband still calls his parents mommy and daddy. It's a bit of a turnoff.
Why?
Please tell me how to handle this. This is Corinne from Sheboygan.
I call my mom mommy.
You say mommy?
Yeah, I go mommy.
Daddy?
I go mommy, daddy.
That's you. What about if your husband? Does he still call his parents?
They're not alive, but I wouldn't mind it. I don't think that emasculates him in any way.
So you think she's in the wrong here?
I kind of think listen, if you have a husband who has a special connection with his parents, I think that's a really nice thing.
All right.
Listen, they'll be gone soon enough.
Okay.
Don't wish it away. Don't wish that time away.
Dear Suki, my daughter is getting married soon. Her friend that she picked to be a bridesmaid walks with a pretty significant limp. I told her it may look unsightly at the wedding. So I told her maybe Katie can take video or hand out programs instead. My daughter is not talking to me now.
Yeah, well,
is it wrong for her friend to sit out? Maureen from Columbus.
Listen, Maureen, I think you're being really judgy. And quite frankly, I think you might be a little too, what should I say?
I don't know. Shallow?
Shallow. Shallow is the exact
Suki, would you want your bridesmaid to walk with a big limp?
I wouldn't care if that's the person that I love.
All
I
right.
wouldn't look at somebody's disability as something that's going to stop them from being a part of my big event. I wouldn't even, and especially, how could she not know? I mean, obviously, she hasn't taken the time. Stop being so judgy. Is that Maureen?
Yeah, I guess.
Maureen.
That's Maureen from Columbus.
Maureen, you know what they say. You're being really shallow.
All right. And the last one, Suki, before we bring Michael and
Last one, please bring it in.
Dear Suki.
Oh, my gosh.
I got angry at my girlfriend who said she'd rather save a puppy from a burning building than the last surviving copy of Shakespeare's collected works.
Oh, my God.
I think her choice is wrong. We've argued a lot. I find her answer disturbing. What's the best way to diffuse the situation?
What's her answer disturbing?
Ryan from St. Petersburg.
Ryan, I think you're
how do you not go for the puppy? I'm taking
Come
the
on,
puppy
what's wrong
every
with you?
day.
It's an animal. It's a
Ryan,
helpless
you
animal that needs you.
Heartless piece of
You
dung.
putz.
Really? But listen, he's saying it's Shakespeare's last works. Last remaining. Is that worth saving?
Can't you grab both and walk out the door?
You can only save one.
I go with the puppy all the time. I mean,
And it's time to close up the Suki mail.
I'm just so glad it wasn't dirty. Because we've had dirty questions before, and I'm just really glad that.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch White Lotus, you know him. You know him from The Sopranos as Christopher. If you're a Goodfellas fan, he was Spider. He got shot by Joe Pesci.
White Lotus.
White Lotus, which we just said.
Oh, we did. Okay.
And of course, Talking Sopranos, the podcast with Steve Sharippa.
He's a writer.
They bring in
author,
all their friends. And here's a little bit of Talking Sopranos, and then we'll bring Michael Imperioli in on the other side. Take a look.
Hello, my friends. We are so happy to announce the streaming home of the enhanced version of Talking Sopranos is now on Max.
I've done a lot of TV. I've done a lot of movies. Sopranos was very special.
You've got to watch the show more than one time. There's so many little things, so many subtle jokes.
I had a semester and a half of college, so I understand Freud.
I get this call for an audition called Sopranos. I thought it was about singers.
When I first read it, I didn't know what it was. I wasn't interested. Is this a comedy, a mafia comedy?
A spoof. I thought it was a spoof, yeah.
I thought it was a spoof.
I threw the monkey wrench at David when I said, I've played Carmela. I want to play Dr. Melfi.
You have strong feelings about this.
Oh, it's your idea?
Yeah.
Wow.
I could say who it was at this
point.
Yeah, you
can.
Because Jerry Stiller was Hesh.
Hey, whoa. Back up.
And I mean, I don't think anybody ever knew that.
Mike Nichols actually read to play Carmela's therapist. At the end of the read-through, he came up to David. He said, "I don't think I'm right for this part."
Jim was a Birkenstock-wearing bandana.
It's like a hippie.
Like a hippie guy.
You got something you want to say to me?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? What do you mean?
It was like a magnetic feel that I'd never felt before as an actress, of just like we're doing something really cool.
I did get the sense we were doing something really fantastic.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.
We were kind of blessed.
Oh, God.
Once in a lifetime. Once in a
100%.
lifetime. The streaming home of the enhanced version of Talking Sopranos is now on Max.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Imperioli. Mike, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you for having me today.
When you watch that, do you remember half of that stuff? Because we don't remember half the stuff we do on this show. When you look back and you watch, you remember everybody who's come on your show?
Of course, yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
You're better than us, that's for sure, Michael.
We became very close as a cast and as a crew. You know, the writers, filmmakers, the crew, and the actors, and a lot of us knew each other from before The Sopranos. Like, you showed a clip of Edie Falco, who I had done some independent movies before The Sopranos in the early 90s, and John Ventimiglia, who played Artie Bucco the chef. I met when I was 17 in
you guys
acting.
went to college together, right?
What?
You guys went to college together?
No, neither of us went to college, but we took some acting classes. Though we had a teacher that we both studied with in New York, acting, and we did a lot of theater, and were roommates at one time. And
wow,
we've been friends for 40 years. Yeah.
Jeez.
That's amazing. Now you guys just both happened to land in the show, or did one of you help the other get a part on the program?
Well, we were both the casting people. Sheila Jaffe, who was in that clip, and Georgianne Walken knew us from the independent scene. So, the Italian-American acting community is kind of small in New York. So a lot of us knew each other. And when they would go to cast something that had Italian-Americans, there was kind of a group. Constant pool of a lot of the same actors.
Michael, are you surprised that, there's a new generation that's kind of opening itself up to The Sopranos, and now here you are with this podcast that's now on Max, that's basically talking about all the nuanced moments,
the inside
stuff that people really want to know. Are you surprised about that?
Yeah, I'm surprised in two ways. One was that the people that kind of grew up with us, that watched the show when it first came on the air, that they're still with us. They still kind of watch the show. Some of them watch it like once a year. They binge watch the whole thing. They have a lot of fond memories of when the show was first on the air, and they get together with family and friends Sunday night at 9 and have a pizza party or make pasta. Then I was really surprised at this whole new generation of people in their 20s and late teens who've discovered it now.
Right.
I noticed it happen right before the pandemic. In 2019, I was shooting a TV show in Central Park, and this kid, he was like 19 years old. Him and his father had were on vacation from Scotland. They were tourists. And the kid comes up to me and shows me a tattoo of me on his calf.
Wow.
And I'm like, you know, how old are you? He's like, oh, I'm 19. I'm a big fan of the show. I'm like, really? You want, you know, these young people who discovered the show on streaming, and not a lot of shows get that kind of longevity, you know, successive generations of viewers, and that's pretty surprising, but very, very pleasing.
I can tell you, my kid's 13 and he's binge watching right now. Like him and his friends are binge watching. And like you said, people were having, what I loved about The Sopranos is people were doing things like watch parties before there was a thing called watch parties, you know, and, you know, when the Hollywood Reporter, Scott and I were saying this in the intro, you know, we completely disagreed with what the Hollywood Reporter created as #1 show of the 21st century.
And by the way, you got to take it with a grain of salt because what's the show I like? Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad wasn't even in the top 20 on their list, which is absolutely insane. But yeah, we thought that maybe, you know, you flipped the two around where Sopranos was #1 and Mad Men was #2.
But the fact that what you guys were doing, what David Chase was creating, the partnership with HBO, all those sort of funnels that were happening kind of created the stage for every other show, don't you think?
Well, you know, when we started The Sopranos, the idea of cable series was not a thing. You know, it was almost like, oh, this is pretty good. It's going to be on HBO. That kind of
Totally, I remember that.
Not such a good. It was kind of like the bargain basement of TV for series. It really wasn't. Not to be facetious or anything. So we didn't really have a lot of hope that it would even go or find an audience. So that was a whole new thing. The question was, were people going to pay to watch TV shows? And are people going to want to watch TV shows that have violence, nudity, profanity, you know, pushing the envelope on all those things? And it turned out people were ready to watch on TV what they would normally go see in the movies.
100%.
Yeah, it's great. And it's funny, you talk about new people watching. We've had so many folks on from the show. Cara Buono was on, Steve Sharippa, and you know, basically every time I put out, like even when I put out the graphic that you were coming on, Michael, you know, I get so many young, hey, you got Christopher from The Sopranos coming on? And it's just, I'm like, and they're literally in their 20s and 30s, you know, other people I work with in the business. So it's great. Like we said, those shows, the movies like The Goodfellas and The Godfathers, they'll never go out of practice.
And The Sopranos is now in the Pantheon
along
with that. So it's just congratulations to everybody. My question,
by the way, on my way to work at 2:00 every morning, I pass the Bada Bing on Route 17. And it's beautiful. I wave as I go by. Yeah. It's great.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
Home of the Bada Bing.
Scott forgot to tell you he actually rolls out of it.
I go there at 1 and then I leave at 2. I give myself an extra
to get into Manhattan on time.
Relax a little bit.
Yeah. My question to you was, you've been a working actor, you're a kid from Queens, you know, coming into New York, you know, we're all about the same age.
I'm from Mount Vernon, actually.
Mount Vernon, Westchester.
Yeah.
Why did I think you were
But in
Queens?
the book that I wrote,
it's from Queens. Sorry, yes.
It's similar. It's similar kind of back. Mount Vernon's right next to the Bronx, but it's kind of a similar, you know,
you're
place.
a Mount Vernon guy.
Oh, yeah. Mount Vernon.
Okay, so either way, you were coming into New York. I mean, for you, what has fame? What does fame represent? Like, you know, you're up there. You know that, Michael, right?
You know,
in terms of working actors and accolades and just who you are, and even though how humble you are, how does fame sit with you as the adult that you are today?
You know, I'm mostly famous for The Sopranos, and this is a very hard business to work in, period, let alone make a living. And then to be known for specific shows or movies or roles, and to be associated with that show, I'm very, very proud of, because I think it really was something unique, special, and groundbreaking. So I you know, if you're going to be known for something, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's a good one to do it. And by the way, you know, you talk about the actors on that show, but I want to switch it over, and we'll talk about the live stage show in a second. I want to switch it over to White Lotus because, you know, even for me, when I used to sit, I'd lay in bed at night, watch with my wife. And to me, I'm looking at, I still have the Christopher in my mind, but you took us out of that Christopher because the scenes with you and F. Murray Abraham, who's a giant. I mean, what was that like working with him? And again, you had such great actors in The Sopranos, but working with this guy is top of his game.
Top of his game. It was a joy to work with him. We've become very close friends. I actually celebrated his 84th birthday with him and his family this week.
Wow.
Great.
He's I mean, every minute of working with him was a joy and just made my work better just being with him. He was a big hero of mine when I started out as an actor, you know. We actually did a reading, man, like 30 years ago where I played his son. So we didn't really know each other since then, but that was kind of a dream to do that. And yeah, it was a very different character. You know, I mean, Christopher was very much a character. It's not really my kind of energy or vibe. It's somebody else. But this character in White Lotus was a little more subdued, obviously more mature, you know, older. But the writing in the White Lotus was so kind of strange. It's really funny, yet it's really dark. And these characters are doing kind of dark things, yet they're
funny.
They're funny, and you kind of get really drawn into their lives and their drama. It was being in Sicily for 4 months. Forget it. It was just incredible.
Oh
That's
my
gotta
God.
Be great. And by the way, you know, the end, and sorry if I ruin it, but if you didn't watch it yet, too bad. It's been out long enough. When Jennifer Coolidge flips over that boat and hits her head on, you're like, what the hell?
So good. Yeah.
Oh my God. It was great.
Yeah.
Just a great, and even season 1 was great in Hawaii. The guy who's the general manager of the hotel, everybody was great.
Yeah.
And what were the off hours like in Sicily?
Yeah, hanging out in Sicily.
Hanging out, breaking bread, having some great glass of wine. What the hell was that like?
The best. I mean, the first 2.5, 3 months we shot in that hotel, which is in Taormina, Sicily, which is an incredibly beautiful,
gorgeous
town on the cliff overlooking the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
And the hotel was closed, a big hotel, but it was closed except for the cast, crew, and the staff of the hotel. So we were living and working there. You take the elevator to go to work, which was a whole new experience. And town, it's a seasonal town. It's like a summer resort town. So we were there at the end of February so the first couple of months, the town was very quiet. So we really got to know a lot of the people in restaurants and cafes and shops. And you know, we kind of had the town to ourselves because it wasn't really crowded yet. So, I mean, that was a dream gig on every level. It was just
great. Very, very cool
tremendous.
show. Well, it's the stage version of Talking Sopranos is Conversation with the Sopranos. Jeff, throw up the graphic. You guys got a bunch of live shows coming up. November 4th, Andiamo Celebrity Showroom in Warren, Michigan. November 18th, New Haven, Connecticut, College Street Music Hall. December 10th, the Paramount in Huntington out on Long Island. February 25th at the Wellmont Theater in Montclair, New Jersey. Vincent Pastore joining you guys, and I'm sure you got some great surprises, just the ins and outs. Michael, was there somebody on the show? I know the whole cast was everybody's just great friends still to this day. Was there one person that was more along the lines of your best friend that you hung out with all the time?
Well, you know, to me, it was working on that show was like hanging out on the corner with your friends every day.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
We really bonded as a group. I mean, I knew, you know, most of my work was with the gangster, you know, the mob guys like Tony Sirico, Vinny Pastore, Steve Scherr, James Gandolfini. And we really got very close. We would hang out together in New York after work and have dinner and go out for drinks. And we traveled together. You know, we did some of these appearances, different places around the country together. So it was really, there was a lot of camaraderie, kind of a Rat Pack kind of feel to our, you know, relationship, you know.
Yeah.
It was very special.
There was a guy who worked behind the scenes, a guy we know by the name of Jeff Marchetti. who said that you were probably the hardest guy to work with out of the bunch.
The whole time.
Is that true?
Complained.
I was the hardest guy to work with.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Jeff, bring up Marchetti for a second.
Marchetti, turn the thing this way.
Come on, Jeff. Turn.
What am I turning?
Turn the camera.
The camera.
Sideways, buddy.
Your camera.
I don't know how to do that. I see me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Turn this sideways to fill the box.
Fill the box.
There you go. Say hello to Michael.
Hi, Jeff.
Michael, that's not true, Michael. That's 100% untrue.
You're talking smack about me, huh, Jeff? No. In hindsight, it was
Michael. They called me 15 minutes ago, and they said, "Hey, Michael Imperioli's coming on live." I'm like, "Awesome, I love him." She says, "Call in." I said, "No, I'm exhausted." So that's why I'm here, man.
Well, we were talking about how it was, the camaraderie and the relationship, how much it was like. I always say it was like going down the corner, hanging out with your friends every day. That's what The Sopranos was like, making it.
Listen, I'm beyond blessed, right? So this is where, I met you. I was an extra. I met you on a bunch of New York stuff before that, but I think you and I got pretty close. So I enjoyed you so much. I could almost I get the hair stands up on my arms thinking about the fun times we had, Michael.
I know.
For all of us, right? Not just for you and I, but for everybody. But there's one thing that I need to share that Michael Imperioli will never do, because next to Jim Gandolfini, probably the most humble, talented, intelligent, loving, giving human being that we had on the show. So Michael never, ever, ever missed a line. Knew everybody else's line. You're laughing, but it's true, because you'll never say this, and people might not know this. Michael was the furthest person from his character, truly the furthest person from his character. Frankly, if I wasn't married, I would marry him. That's how much I love the guy.
Jeff, you should have told me that years ago.
Maybe
wasted all this time.
So, but here's what's funny. So after all these years of Michael being an adamant professional and always doing favors for everybody, I call him up. We're doing a live show in Mahwah, New Jersey with Carabono, a big event at Mahwah High School. You guys can Google it and figure it out where it is. Yeah. So I call Michael. I said, "Michael, would you mind just giving a little blurb?" Everybody's done. Edie Falco, David Chase, everybody gave me a little blurb for Mahwah High School. And the tagline was, "Go Thunderbirds." Now, this is Emmy Michael Imperioli, who never, ever, ever missed a line, right? Never. The guy's flawless. So I say the tagline is "Go Thunderbirds." So he says a few lines. I'm happy to support the Mahwah Film Arts and Music Committee. I'm happy, filming in New Jersey. He's just beautiful, right? And then he says, "And go Wolverines." Wildcats.
And he writes back to me, "What are the Wildcats?"
And I wrote back. I said, "Michael, that was so beautiful, but who are the Wildcats?"
Who the hell are the Wildcats?
He was thinking High School Musical. They're the Wildcats.
We got to find a high school with the Wildcats and send it to them.
That's so great. I love it. Jeff, listen, man, thanks for popping on. We love you, pal. You got to do your own stint on this program.
Yeah,
and you guys, Michael, love you, man. Talk to you soon.
See you.
Jeff, thank you so much.
All right, be good.
So great.
Listen, I've heard, Michael, I've heard so many stories about James Gandolfini through Jeff, and I had the privilege of meeting him on occasion on a very very at his apartment, nonetheless, with his son, who was very young at the time. And I have to tell you, I think the two of you really sort of set the tone for the humility, the tangibility. I don't know. There was this incredible, I don't know.
Where's Christopher?
No, but it was just amazing to be around people of your caliber and to be able to just kind of sit and listen as reporters often do. What now that James has passed, his legacy is unfolding, and you're keeping his legacy alive. What has the audience shared with you, or what do they want to know most when you do these one-on-ones?
Yeah. There's a section in the show, in Conversation Show, where we talk about Jim and our relationship with him and what it was like working with him. and the audience really gets moved by it. Jim was an incredibly generous person and often sent money anonymously to people. Like he'd read stuff in newspapers about people who were losing their home or had some tragedy happen in their family, and he would like write checks send money anonymously to people. And he was always, his mind was always on how he could help people. He was very different than Tony Soprano. He was a real actor's actor. He was very much dedicated to the craft of acting and being a really good actor, and also being a good human being. He was very dedicated to supporting people in the military. He supported charities that help veterans, injured veterans. We did a trip to Walter Reed Hospital with Jim, Tony Sirico, Steve Sciarippa, to meet the military, the veterans that were coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. And that was organized by Jim, and we went to visit people in the hospital there. You know, he wasn't a political guy. You know, it was just about, he felt these people were so, you know, giving and selfless and making sacrifice for the better, you know, for everybody, that that they deserved our respect, and that was very important to him. You know, so he had a lot of integrity.
Service to community.
When people, and then we'll move on from The Sopranos in a sec. When people talk about The Sopranos, the one episode everybody always brings up is the Pine Barrens, right? With you and Tony down to the Pine Barrens in the snow, and Tony Soprano on the phone talking to you guys, and he's like, "Yeah, Tony said he killed a couple Chechens, and he's an interior decorator." I got to think, man, you guys had an absolute ball shooting that entire episode.
You know, whenever you get these characters who were so, the gangster guys were so like idiosyncratic. They're so like, you know, they're comfortable in their element, right? At the pork store, at the Bada Bing, wearing their, you know, their fancy loafers, and you know, they're creatures of habit, let's say. But when you can get them to be fish out of water, it's always really funny. To get them in the woods where it snows a couple of feet, and they don't know what they're doing, and they're not outdoorsmen by any stretch of they're not dressed for the cold, you know what I mean? So it wasn't supposed to snow. You know, the show was written, that episode was written just to happen in the woods, and like a few days before we were going upstate to shoot it, it was a blizzard. So some people were like, "Oh, we got to delay it," and then other people were like, "Wait a second. This is going to make it like they're on another planet." And it turned out to be a real blessing, because the snow made it even more of an extreme environment for them to try to survive in. So it was really fun. It was really cold, but it was.
You guys are eating the packets of ketchup, leaning against the tree.
You got to do what you got to do to survive, man.
Oh, it's so great, man. Listen, what many people may not know about you is you also have a band that you play in.
I do. I play in an indie rock trio called Zopa. We actually just played a show last night.
Wow. Well, you know what? Before we go on, let's take a quick look. Watch.
That's us playing a Lou Reed song there.
That was you over there.
Play originals, right? But
yeah, man, it sounds like you have a good time. How early in your career did you start getting into music?
Oh, when I was 19. Yeah,
19.
Right around when I started acting. My first band was in 1985.
Wow.
But these guys, we've been together since 2006. I don't know which show that was from. We were in Europe in the summer in Spain. Might have been in Spain.
You had that on your Instagram, so I just grabbed it right
I
off.
think that was in Barcelona or
Was that really? Okay.
Oh, and by the way, tell me if this is true, because not everything you read is true. You were pre-med. You were going to. You were going to go to school. That's not true.
I was thinking about being pre-med
at SUNY Albany.
I was going to go. I was enrolled, and then I went up for the orientation in the summer before starting there. Yeah. And I realized I didn't want to be in college, that I wanted to go take some acting classes.
How'd it work out for you? Okay.
What?
Did it work out all right?
I don't know. Sometimes I guess so. I mean, it was a drastic decision, I guess, but you feel it in your gut. You got to go with your gut, right?
I wasn't even smart enough for Albany. I had to keep going up to SUNY Oswego.
You had to go to Oswego.
I had to keep going north. Well, listen, before you go, because you're a music guy, I can't let you know. Last week when we had Vince
one more question about the books?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you ever going to turn your books into any sort of movies or anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Not that one, the other one.
Not that one.
The novel, Perfume Burned His Eyes, yeah.
Yes.
So that's going to be
that's going to be coming soon?
A movie?
I'm writing it now.
You're writing it.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. When we had Vince on, I gave him a Sopranos quiz.
Oh, this was good. It was good.
He was very good at it. But I didn't want to do the same thing with you. And you're a music guy.
Okay.
So you and Suki are going to play a little music trivia.
Is it early 90s?
If you guys both don't get them all correct, I'll be amazed. Okay. It's a little bit of finish the lyrics and name that tune.
Okay.
All right. So for example,
okay.
Suki.
Oh my gosh.
And don't help each other either, because you're going to get eliminated. Hit the music. There you go. It's going to sound great in post. Suki, finish these lyrics.
Go.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
Fur, the whole world is looking at her. She hit the floor. Next thing you know, Shorty got low. Okay, there you go. All right, I don't know. I'm close enough.
You're close enough.
That was Nelly.
It was
no,
that's
Flow Rider. Sorry, Flow Rider.
By the way, it's apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. She said the whole club was looking at her. You were close enough.
Whatever.
All right, Michael, you ready? Finish these lyrics, my friend.
Michael needs something from.
No, he's gonna get.
Yeah.
This.
Okay.
Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining.
Oh, Stevie Nicks.
What did I tell you? What did I just say? Michael, oh, thunder only happens when it's raining.
That's Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah.
No, but you got to finish the lyrics.
Finish the lyrics?
That's tough.
Players only love you when they're playing?
Bingo, my friend. Nicely done. Nicely done. Suki, name this song.
What is it?
Name the song.
Okay.
Not finish the lyric.
Okay.
Name the song. It's close to midnight and something evil's lurking in the dark.
Thriller.
Nicely done, my friend. Michael, name this song. She packed my bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m.
Oh, that's easy. That's Rocket Man.
Nicely done, my friend. Suki, finish these lyrics. There she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell.
I know this.
Sing it out. Sing it out. Work it through.
There she stood in the doorway. She heard the mission bell. I know this too. Don Henley, but the Eagles.
The Eagles. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Eagles. I have to finish the lyric?
I didn't say name the song. I said finish the lyric.
Hotel California.
Finish the lyrics, Suki.
Oh, there she stood in the doorway. I heard the mission bell. I don't know.
I was thinking
to myself, this could be heaven or this could be hell.
Oh, boy.
Gee whiz. I
You
went
get
through the
worse
whole
at these
anthology.
every time.
Yes.
Michael, finish these lyrics. We've got to hold on to what we got. Doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
We got each other, and that's a lot.
For
what?
What's the rest?
Got each other, and that's a lot.
For love.
Yeah. Oh, we'll give it a shot. We're halfway there. Living on a prayer, John Bon Jovi.
Oh, we're halfway. All right, we're gonna do a little quick rapid response, and then we're finished. Here we go. This is songs with animals in the title. I'm going to start with Michael. Fly like an
eagle.
If you tell him again, you're disqualified. Who let the blank
Dogs out.
Blank scratch fever.
Cat.
I am the blank. Beatles.
I am the walrus.
Nicely done. Hungry like the
wolf.
Beatles. Rocky.
Mountain High.
Ooh, sorry, Suki.
Rocky.
Sorry. Come on, you know this.
Do I know it?
Yes.
I don't know. Beatles, Rocky.
Mike, tell her what it is.
Raccoon.
Rocky Raccoon.
I've never heard that song.
Stepped into his room.
White Album.
No, you don't know that one?
No, I'm sorry.
Finally, last one for the car and the trip. A blank with no name.
A horse.
Been to the desert. Was that easy enough for you guys?
I don't think Michael even plays any of this music in his band, actually. He's like,
I wouldn't have got the first one, though. I didn't know those lyrics. The
Flow Rider.
apple bottom
That's
jeans.
tough.
Well, that's why I went with her. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the show is called Conversations with the Sopranos. It is the live stage show. Again, November 4th. You got the Andiamo Celebrity Showroom, Warren, Michigan. November 18th, New Haven, Connecticut, College Street Music Hall. December 10th, Paramount in Huntington around here. February 25th, the Wellmont Theater, Montclair, New Jersey. Mike, is it Talking Sopranos, the website for people to see where you guys are going to be?
Because you're adding dates, right?
You can go to Instagram, Talking Sopranos on Instagram, the website Talking Sopranos, or my Instagram, Real Michael Imperioli. They're up there too.
And Michael, this is like also for people to know that this is interactive. You can also be a part of the show, right? This is like inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
That's why you're here, and we're here to answer it, right?
Yeah, there's the last part of the show is the audience gets to ask us whatever they want to ask us.
I love it. And this is really the last thing, because I can't let you go without mentioning your work as Spider in Goodfellas. Dude, what was that like? You're a young kid. Do you realize the gravity of the other actors who you're working with in that bar scene?
I absolutely did. I mean, I had started studying acting about 6 years before that.
Wow.
So for me, as an Italian American New York actor, that was like going from college ball to playing with the Yankees in the World Series. That's what that was like for me.
It's crazy.
And what was your favorite memory of Ray Liotta? He's one of my favorite actors, and Ray
was just because it was like the fourth time I had been in a movie, and I'm sure they knew that I was nervous, and they just were very warm and really welcoming and made me feel like I belonged there. And Ray contributed to that feeling, and I'm very grateful for that.
And by the way, I don't think that Pesci was going to shoot you. I think De Niro coaxed him into it.
That's a true story. That really happened, man.
Yeah, I mean, I watched it this morning,
and you were thinking to yourself,
and Pesci was thinking about it, and De Niro was like, "Oh, you're going to let him talk to you? What are you?"
And then he regretted it. Yeah.
And then yeah. Unbelievable. Michael, listen, thank you, man. Absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Hope you had a good time. Continued success.
Very much so.
We didn't even talk about your Emmy in 2004, but who cares? That's no big deal.
That's old news.
Congrats on the show, my friend, and enjoy the tour.
See you later.
Thanks so much, Michael.
Thank you,
Bye.
Michael. Michael Imperioli, ladies and gentlemen. Wow,
One of the
unbelievable. We got more to do.
Yeah, we do.
We got more to do. What is it that we have to do? I got to go over something with you. New York City's 311 calls, the funniest 311 calls to New York City.
Tell them what 311 is, because
we will. We'll do it when we get back. And we're also going to finish off with Philly Kid. He's got a song for us. We're going to take a quick break, check out some of the folks who support our show, and we'll be back in literally like 3 minutes.
2 seconds.
Or 3 minutes.
2 and 2?
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back. The MyPillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, MyPillow 2.0. When I invented MyPillow, it had everything you'd ever want in a pillow. Well, now there's new technology that makes it even better. MyPillow 2.0 has my patented fill combined with a cooling fabric with temperature-regulating thread. MyPillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of MyPillow.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit mypillow.com.
This is one of the hottest years ever. Everyone's moving inside, so power bills are up, and professional fan or AC installs could cost you thousands. Well, now you can install a fan faster than a handyman can with Breeze Bright, the simple screw-in ceiling fan that delivers a cool, refreshing breeze anywhere, anytime. Simply screw Breeze Bright into any light socket. Then use the convenient remote control to get a powerful, cool breeze with a sleek, modern design. But here's the really bright idea. With one push of the remote button, you get a brilliant LED light as well. Amazing! Now, from the comfort of your couch, you can light up the room and cool down the room at the same time. Don't spend thousands on new AC or hundreds on fans when you can beat the heat with Breeze Bright. Call or log on now to get Breeze Bright and the handy remote control for the low factory price of only $29.99. But wait, as part of this TV-only special, you can double the offer and get a second Breeze Bright. Just pay a separate fee, and shipping is free. Get your Breeze Bright with free shipping now. Supplies are limited, so don't delay. Order yours today.
Hanging pictures used to be a painful experience. They end up crooked, and there's holes all over your walls. Introducing Hang Hero, the patented picture hanging tool. Look, just measure and push. Hang Hero's perfectly placed nails make hanging pictures fast and easy. Drop the nails into the magnetic cylinder. Our adjustable handle instantly measures your picture. Place it on the wall, adjust the level, and push to pop the nails into place. Nails are at the perfect depth and angle every time. It used to take multiple people to hang pictures in the past. Not anymore. Just load the nail into the magnetic cylinder so they don't fall out. Next, slide the handle for the perfect width. No measuring tape. Place it right where you want it. Straighten with the built-in leveler and give it a push for perfectly level pictures in seconds with Hang Hero. We time-lapse this side by side. On the left, she's still measuring, but with Hang Hero, she's done in under 20 seconds. Hang Hero makes hanging pictures by yourself fast, easy, and flawless every time. And it holds up to a whopping 10 pounds. There's more. Slide off the adjustable handle for single projects that need just one nail. Hang anything in seconds with Hang Hero. Just pop and hang every time.
Hang it here, hang it there, hang it anywhere. Hang it like a pro with Hang Hero. HangHero.com.
Hang it here, hang it there. Hang it anywhere.
When you think it's over and then it comes back with
hanghero.com.
Thank you, Hang Hero.
Yes. By the way, Hang Hero, really one of the easiest products we've ever used.
And we use it day to day. Trust me, if it's on our show, we use it.
We won't put anything on unless we use it ourselves. The Bright Breeze, I got one of those. Go soup.
And it's great for your mother.
Oh my God, it's fantastic. I sleep with it with the light off, just with the fan.
Put the fan on.
And then when it makes me sleep like a baby when I get up at 1:30
and I like
in the morning.
The lull of
you need a little
little white noise.
Really quick, ladies and gentlemen, before we leave you off with Philly Kid and an amazing song. So the 311 system here in New York, and they probably have it in other cities. It's a complaining
system. It's call and complain.
Right. It's not 911. It's like an informational
311.
Call up. You can ask questions. It's almost like Alexa, but on the telephone. But you're really supposed to call to get information on things.
But people complain.
They complain or they ask the most ridiculous questions. So the 311 system in the New York City area has been around now for 20 years. So
Can you believe it? Remember when it launched?
Yeah.
We were like, what are they launching?
Yeah, right. What's this
311? What?
So
20 years.
After 20 years, they put out a whole list of the most ridiculous calls that they've ever gotten. And they listed them by year. I only pulled out like 6 or 7 because there's like 30 of them. So anyway, Sook, I'm going to read a couple of these to you. People actually call. Now these people had to be on shrooms, I would think, when they made these calls.
You're loving the shroom thing lately.
Shrooms.
Everybody's on shrooms.
So listen, so like in 2004, they got a call from a woman, 311. Hello, 311.
Hello?
Can I help you? Hi, 311. I'd like to report a ghost in my window. Okay, that's somebody actually called this hotline.
Okay, I'm going to do it again. Go. Hello, 311.
Yes, is this the information hotline?
Yes, it is.
Hi, I'd like to report a ghost in my window. And the other you go, what are you on?
What are you on, shrooms?
How about this? Hi, 311.
Hi,
yes.
Yes.
Can I claim my dog as a dependent on my taxes?
Oh my gosh.
Those are questions. How about this one,
This
Suki?
was definitely before Alexa.
Before Alexa. Hi, 311. There's a goat that's tied to the stairwell in my building.
I believe that.
What should I do?
I believe that in certain neighborhoods.
Right?
I would believe it in New York.
This is in New York City.
I would believe that.
Hi, 311. I'd like to file a noise complaint against my refrigerator.
Oh my gosh.
See Shroom comment earlier on.
Yes.
I'd like to file a noise complaint against my refrigerator. Hi, 311. Can you transfer me to a UFOologist?
Did they just make that up?
Suki, I would love.
UFOologist.
Can you transfer me to a UFOologist? Suki, I would kill to be the person on the other end of that line.
All right.
And finally, hi, 311. There is a raccoon eating lasagna on my porch.
I believe that. There's a lot of Italian neighborhoods and there's a lot of raccoons
eating lasagna on my porch. So anyway, you can Google it. New York 311 system. There's so many insanely ridiculous questions. Soup, we've done it again. We fooled them.
Another great show.
Michael Imperioli. We had the Vitapod King on earlier on with his Burger King hat on. Big shout out to the folks at Vitapod. And ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're going to be back week. Bill Engvall's coming on next week. Got a whole new slew of celebrities. This was a special show because Michael Imperioli was only available today at noon. So here we go. We leave you with Philly Kid. Have a great weekend. We love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Baby, here I am again, kicking dust in the canyon wind, waiting for that sun to go down. Made it up Mulholland Drive, hell-bent on getting high, high above the lights of town. 'Cause you and tequila make me crazy, run like poison in my blood. One more night could kill me, baby. One is one too many. One more is never enough. "30 days and 30 nights, been putting up a real good fight. There were times I thought you'd win. It's so easy to forget the bitter taste that the morning left. Swore I wouldn't go back there again. You and tequila make me crazy, run like poison in my blood. One more night could kill me, baby. One is one too many. One more is never enough. When it comes to you, oh, the damage I could do. It's always your favorite sins that do you in, yeah. Cause you and tequila made me crazy, run like poison in my blood. One more night could kill me, baby. One is one too many. One more is never enough. Never enough. You and tequila, baby.